What's up, guys? Welcome back to ManCave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review. This is a figure I'm super excited about, a very highly anticipated NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-pack. This is Ratking versus Vernon. Growing up as a kid, Ratking was always one of my favorite characters. I think my brother is the one that actually had his original action figure, but I just always thought he was such a cool design and just kind of had some cool powers, being able to control rats. As we know from the cartoon, he was a bad guy at times. At other times, he kind of seemed to work alongside the turtles. I think one time even helping them rescue April. So he just kind of was a mysterious character in that way. But I think for me as a kid, it was just all design. And then we got Vernon, who is the cameraman for April O'Neil. He actually played a fairly big role in the cartoon in the 80s, showing up in so many episodes, not really for large amounts of time, but he just seemed to pop up here and there kind of on a consistent basis. And in this case, he showed up in an episode where the Rat King was actually able to turn him into a rat. So I think that really makes this a very relevant 2-pack and kind of a smart choice on NECA's part. Let's go ahead and take a look at the package itself. We've got Ratking, we've got Vernon. We're able to see them really well. We can see a lot of the accessories that they both come with. Vernon's alternate head over here, swap outs for his arms. As far as Ratking, we've got his bandolier. We've got what looks like maybe like a mutagen canister over here, as well as the grenades that go in the bandolier there. Spinning on around to the side, just a product image of Vern on this side. Flipping around to the back, we've got product images of both figures kind of decked out with some of their accessories, as well as some of the other figures that have come out recently, being Zax and Zorax, the Rock Soldiers, Trag and Granitor, Splinter and Baxter Stockman, Triceraton Infantrymen, along with the Roadkill Rodneys, and then one of the best figures that they've come out with to this point, the Ultimate Krang. Reviews on all of those are up on my channel. If you're interested, check those out. But these are the guys we're here to see today. Spinning on around, we've got Ratking product shot on the side as well. Back to the front. The top just has your standard TMNT logoing and some Nickelodeon branding here in the top corner. Let's go ahead and crack these guys out of the package and see what we got. All right, guys, so we got Vern and the Rat King out of the packaging and onto our view table. Let's jump straight into accessories. So for Rat King, first off, you can see he comes out of packaging with 2 semi-relaxed hands, and then we get 3 additional hands. We get a pointing hand, which looks really good. You can use this if he's, commanding his rats. And then we get 2 gripping hands here, and you can see that this gripping hand is slightly more open than this gripping hand would be. So I think this one is probably more for like holding his flute. This one's more for holding, kind of maybe like his can grenade, something like that. You can kind of play with and maybe holding a rat even if you wanted to kind of manipulate it in that way. But yeah, we got 3 additional hand sculpts. Now he also comes with his bandolier, which you can see here. It's just got basically 3 portholes there for the 3 cans to go in. It is slightly molded to kind of fit. You can see how it's kind of molded, I don't know, like a 45-degree angle fashion. So that's really good thinking because it's going to make it lay, over his shoulders and body a lot better than if it was just kind of a perfect molded circle there. It's just going to lay a lot flatter and smoother. So that was good thinking on their part. And then with that, you get 3 little cans, and you can see there we got 2 red cans. They look good. And then a blue can, and it's molded exactly the same. So those are our 3 cans and our bandolier. He also comes with his flute. So this is what he used to command the rats kind of early on in the cartoon. He eventually got to where it almost seemed like it was more of a telepathic ability, kind of like we would see like a Jean Grey or Professor X and Marvel do, use more of a telepathic type of thing. But this is what he originally started off using, was this little flute. So you can see here, we've got kind of hollowed out at the end. It's not fully hollowed out, but it's got nice paintwork on it, a little bit of blue accenting, and then down here on the end of, kind of the flute design. So that looks pretty cool. We also get We've gotten this a whole bunch of times with a bunch of different versions of the 2-pack, but kind of this canister here. And then we get 3 different rats, which is cool. And they're all kind of made in a way that you can pose them on his arms, his shoulders, just different types of ways. So here's the first one, that. And then our second one here, this one looks like it could just sit up on his shoulder maybe. Now they don't have any types of pegs or anything like that. So, it's going to be interesting to see, how well they, kind of hold on or stay connected. So we'll try to test that out here a little bit later. And then the last one that we got here is another kind of the same. I'll show you both these here. You can see they're kind of the same, how they both have their tails, kind of wrapped in order to help them stay on. And then this one's arm is slightly different here than this one. This one kind of is more tucked in, and this one kind of has an arm kind of propped up like that. So even though they're very, very close, they're slightly different. And then this one doesn't have really the tail that, kind of whips around to help them stay on. So we'll see how those do here in a few when we take a look at that. Moving over to Vern. Vern's got a good amount of hands here. So you can see he's got 2 kind of gripping or holding hands that he comes with straight out of packaging. He also gets a pointing finger here. And then he gets 2 completely open, flat hands, kind of like waving hands or, telling somebody to stop type hands. He also comes with his camera. So this is very similar to the camera that April O'Neil came with. And I don't have that camera with me right now, but it may be the same. I'm not sure. But either way, it's a pretty large size camera. And you can see it's got logo 6 there on the side of it, and really nicely painted lens here. I think they did a great job on that. Kind of looking at that, it kind of makes me think maybe it is a different sculpt from the one we saw with April. And then here on the back, again, just a nicely painted screen there on the back of that. So this looks really good. This I'll probably use with Vern just because, it is kind of iconic for him to be the cameraman. But if you don't want to pose him as the cameraman, you have the ability to pose him as a rat. So this looks real. This head sculpt is amazing. You see the hair is done. It looks like we have an articulated jaw there, but it's just, there we go. It is articulated. It's just really tight in there, so be careful with that. But we got the teeth, tongue is sculpted in there and painted. The eyes look fantastic. Got that real skinny little neck like you would imagine somebody that got turned into a rat looking like, the rat ears. So yeah, this is something I'm very happy to have. I don't know that I'll use it as far as in my display, but I think this is a fantastic addition. Now, he wouldn't be complete without the hands, so he does come with rat hands as well. So these, you can see here, you basically can just unpeg these kind of right at the shirt line and just peg these right back in. So we'll take a look at what that looks like here as well. That is it for accessories. Let's take a closer look at our figures. So let's go ahead and jump on into Vern first. So we'll take a good close-up look at him and his face sculpt. You can see they just absolutely, as they've always done in this cartoon line, they killed the face sculpt. This guy looks like he basically just came right off of the camera. So very, very pleased with that. Real nice sculpting work here on the shirt all the way down. This part of his shirt here is a soft plastic that's laid over the body. You can tell that just pushing it in. You can tell that that's how that is done. The arms here do appear to be the sculpted arms. So this is not something laid over the top of his body. But it looks really, really good. We do have a real soft plastic here on his tie. Spinning around, got those suspenders that kind of come up and over. Got a little pouch here. I'm not 100% sure what is in that pouch. Maybe one of you guys can help me in the comments. Just drop a comment below as to what that may be. He's got his wristwatch on here. Pants or jeans look really, really good here. All the way down to those shoes. Just look really nice. Neca did a great job here. We always talk about QC here on the channel, and we don't try to bash companies too bad over it because, a lot of these companies were paying 20, 25 bucks a figure. Sometimes Neca does seem to struggle a little bit in the QC department, but with these 2 guys, I really don't see anything. They both are really, really clean and well done. So I'm very happy with that. Bringing in our Ratking figure here. Look at that face sculpt, just unbelievable. This looks like they took him straight out of the cartoon. Spinning on around here, just really nice work here on the seams of kind of these tattered clothing that he uses. Kind of gives the impression of kind of a homeless man is kind of what you get when you think of Ratking or you look back at the storyline. All the paintwork, real nice and neat in the edge, kind of stays within the lines. Looks really good. Now, one thing they did here too, which is really, really good, you can see that the leg and kind of this pelvic area here, those are separate, but they did a fantastic and phenomenal job matching the green here on this pelvic area to the legs. Sometimes when you see a transition like that with different companies, I've even got an SH Figuart figure, a Cami figure from the Street Fighter line, that when they transitioned over from the clothing or the skin to the leg, the colors change, and that really, really gives it a kind of a bad and a cheap look. I don't have that here with Neca. They did a fantastic job making that transition. And then coming on down, you can just see the line work is excellent all the way down. The seams, really, really well done. All the way down to his feet. You can see we got a little bit of some wrapping around those. So yeah, just an excellently done figure there by Neca. Very, very happy with this. As far as his rats, we can take a look here at what we can do. So they're kind of made to sit up on the shoulders here. So that, this is something that, I don't know how this is going to work out. You can kind of set them up there. Now that guy's going to fall off. We know that, but they have this kind of a wrap around right here. So if you wanted to, pull an arm up and kind of wrap this around, that looks really good and it sits really well. So, you can do something like that. And I think that tail, the wrapping on those tails, that's going to be the key to kind of keeping them up there and making it easy so that, you don't end up with these laying on the floor falling off your shelf. It just kind of seems like you got to find the sweet spot for those guys. So that's a really cool addition. I'm happy with it. I'll find some kind of way to display him with the rats on him. I think that's kind of his thing per se. Now, as far as Vern, let's take a look at Vern in his rat form. So we're just going to pop this head off. You're going to have to pop it off at the neck. So it's not going to be kind of your traditional head swap out because you are going to have to pop it off at the neck. We'll pop in the rat head here. All right, that was easier said than done, but we got the rat head popped on. Now let's go ahead and pop off the forearms here. You can see how those just have a little peg that sticks out there, and obviously the peg holes. All right, one down. Let's pop this one off. All right, guys, so there we've got our Vernon figure in rat form. So you can see it just looks really phenomenal. It's a really, really smart move that they did as far as making sure the neck was included. It would have looked kind of stupid if you would have had, the human neck. They could have cheaped out on us and went that path, but that's phenomenal there. They did a really, really good job. Now, as far as in his rat form, it's probably going to be very tough to hold his camera just for the fact that you can see here we've got, hands that don't really hold, that his rat hands are kind of more of an open, relaxed hand. So he's not really going to be able to hold much in this form. But again, he probably wouldn't be the cameraman in this rat form anyways. So that's what we got. As far as articulation, guys, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. It's our standard articulation for this Neca TMNT line. They both are going to be able to 360 here on the head, shoulders, typical double jointed elbows. They both have a cut in the bicep. His is kind of more in the elbow area there, with that double jointed elbow that we're starting to see Neca do a lot. So, but it will rotate right there at the base of the bicep as well. Plenty of range of motion there. They both have articulation in the abdominal area. Now, his is hindered a little bit by kind of this soft plastic here, but I think they did the soft plastic, so you still have it. They're both going to have swivel here at their hips. He does have a nice cut, which we're able to see here in his upper abdominal area. They both have the articulation in the legs. They'll twist at the top, double jointed knees for both of them, and then your typical ankle rockers and pivots here in the ankles for both. So you can see that if you've been collecting this line, you can understand what the articulation is going to look like. Nothing new, nothing out of the ordinary here for either one of these guys. Vern, as we discussed when we looked at the head sculpt, does have articulation in his jaw on the rat version. Let's go ahead and bring in some additional figures for size comparison, and then we'll wrap up our video. All right, guys, so just a little size comparison for you. We have the amazing Krang android body figure, which is our biggest figure in the line so far. And then we've got just our standard turtle figure. Just to give you guys a little bit of size comparison and kind of where these two stack up, I think size-wise, they're phenomenally done. They are perfect. Ratking should be about a hit height bigger than the turtles and slightly taller than Vern. I think that is perfect to the cartoon. Neca, good job. Really excited to bring this review to you guys. Drop those comments down below what you think of this 2-pack. Have you found it yet? I know it's really early in the game for these, so we're going to see if the distribution chain is similar to what we saw with the Splinter and Baxter 2-pack. I hope it is, because it'll make us as collectors so much more happy being able to find these easily and not stress so much. So drop those comments down below. Hit that like button. It helps get this video out for other people to be able to see. It's the way the YouTube analytics work. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Would love to have you as part of the ManCave Collectibles team. We cover everything Ninja Turtle pretty much that comes out from an adult collector standpoint. We do toy hunts, so you're able to see kind of what's out there in our Targets and our Walmarts, as well as local shops around in my area. So definitely check all that content out and consider subscribing. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time.